Okay, so welcome everybody to this week's call. My name is Jackie Boyle and I'm here hosting on behalf of Dr. Joseph Ahrens. And we are very grateful that you turn up every week, and we're very excited to be able to have this platform to be able to share stories like what you're going to hear today from two amazing guys, Mike Naseth and Jim Lindeman. And I can tell you want to sit on your seats and listen, because it's quite amazing, both of their journeys. But I do want to say something before we go in regards to compliance, that we are not making any medical claims here, and that we are looking at products, both Emulin and 24/7, that literally are just providing assistance and support in managing conditions. So this is just a matter of two guys that have had experiences with these products that has helped their body to start to find a new balance. And we just need to start and think about how we talk about things. So I'm going to unmute you first, Mike, or if you want to unmute yourself, because we'll get started with you, if you're able to do that. Where are you? So we can get you going. Maybe I've got you muted. Can you unmute yourself? I can't unmute you, so you'll need to do it yourself.
One more time. My name is Mike Naseth. Nice to meet y'all.
Good to have you, Mike. I can hear really loud and clear now. So we're going to run through a few questions, Mike. And as I was saying earlier before we started recording, like, it was very amazing listening to your story. So we're going to do this like an interview process and find out a little bit about you, Mike, and get a bit of a background to understand just how much of an impact that your lifestyle choices have been for you, and also how life is different from what it was before. So I do want to welcome you to the call, and thank you so much for agreeing to share your personal information with us about what your experiences have been. So firstly, I'd like to ask you about your working career, because there's a reason behind this. If you'd like to share with us, what is it that you've done throughout your working career?
Well, I suppose straight out of high school, I went into the Navy and I was a medic. So I learned a lot of things that way. And then after leaving the Navy, I opened my own gym, personal training, things like that. The first boutique that was in Fargo, North Dakota. That was the first personal training gym. Now, I opened that in the early 90s, and then it burned down in 2000. So after that, I did train people just on my own here and there. I guess that, and now I find myself, I'll be 55 on Saturday, and now I see myself being a personal trainer again. It's just something I fell back into, love it. I do a lot of the nutrition side of it. I have the degrees to back it up. And I guess that's about it. It's hard to talk about yourself that way.
It is, and that's my my job in regards to draw information out of you from what we've discussed. So, and the reason of wanting to share that is because your career has been very demanding on your body, but you've got a very good understanding of the human body and how it works, and you're still in that space. But what I wanted to ask you was specifically, and again, we're not making any medical claims here at this stage. All I'm wanting to ask you is, what conditions have you clinically been diagnosed with? Just to off the bat, if you can just let us know what they are first.
Well, the biggest one and the most life-threatening one is stage kidney disease. My GFR numbers were just incredibly high. I was on my way to stage 4. This was just last summer. I had been on the Emulin before that time. I'm having technical difficulties. Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you again now. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And I was on my way to stage 4 kidney disease when my friend, he says, here's another bottle, take it, just start taking it. I was up to 6 a day. I had to go back the next week to my nephrologist, and all my numbers were normal. Of course, once you hurt your kidneys, there's no fixing them. It's not like a liver where your liver can fix itself. So I was going to be put on dialysis. Not saying anything cured anything, but kidneys, I still have the damage there. The second one is psoriatic arthritis. I was taking a drug called Humira, which is a biological, so I had to give myself a shot about every other week, just so I could walk around. Also received 6 bulge discs, fibromyalgia, and I suffer from diabetes type 2. But I was, when I weighed 260, I was taking 2,000 milligrams of metformin a day plus 25 units of insulin. So now, after being on this for quite a while, I don't take any of those drugs anymore. My numbers, GFR numbers are for my kidneys have leveled out. I'm fine. My diabetes, my blood sugars would run anywhere from 220 to on up. I mean, it's ridiculous. So 25 units of insulin every day of my life. It's a terrible disease. That's what I think damaged my kidneys in the first place, and probably some other organs that I haven't found out yet as I age. But fingers crossed.
So, Mike, when I look at it, I mean, those conditions that you've gone through from, 6 bulging discs to fibromyalgia to kidney failure to arthritis, you didn't mention actually your weight, because I know you told me that you've lost a lot of weight, so you were carrying a lot of weight as well.
Right around October of, I want to say 2020 to October 2021. No, backwards, 19 to 20. 2019, I weighed 260. It took me about a year to get down to 160, and I've maintained that now since last October.
Which is phenomenal. It really is phenomenal to lose that much weight, and to know that, your body's going to thank you for it is quite incredible. And shifting on from, what was life for you when you were dealing with all of these challenges that your body had, like from what you've mentioned, like what was a daily routine? Like, what did life mean to you? I think he might be frozen. I think he's gone. Jimmy, you floating around, because I might get you to unmute your... Oh, no, he's back. I've got you back. I've just got a bad connection with you, Mike. I think you might have muted yourself. You have. So you need to unmute yourself again, Mike. There we go.
Can you hear me now?
I can, yeah.
Wi-Fi is a little spotty.
That's okay. It happens. It's technology.
So I missed your question, Jackie.
It's just really looking at, dealing with all of those challenges that you had, Mike, because you were telling me as to what life was like there for a 3 to 4 year period. Like, what in regards to how you weren't living?
No, I was not. I was in so much pain. The inflammation was so terrible that it hurt for me to roll over in bed. I mean, it was just, I could barely walk. I used a cane. I couldn't barely make it to the bathroom in time. Just things like that. My quality of life was so low. My depressed, anxiety, all those things that wear on a person, because my whole life I've been athletic. I'm into rock climbing, skiing, water and snow, surfing, you name it, I've done it or tried it. And I was a very active person. I guess and most people that know me, they say that I'm hyperactive again. So being at my age and being hyperactive and having so much energy, it's outstanding. I mean, I do get on people's nerves even because I have to, mellow out. Well, no, I'm not going to. I'm never going to be bedridden for 4 years again in my entire life. It's not going to happen until the day I die. Then it's over. But I'll never go back, ever. And these products have helped me. I swear by them. I have all my clients on them. I don't know. It's just phenomenal. I don't know what other adjectives to call it than phenomenal. So
I think you've explained it very well, and I really wanted to delve into that because I know when we were talking the other day, because you had me in goosebumps, and I felt quite emotional. I told you that when we spoke, because having a change in your lifestyle, not by choice, but by having it forced upon you, because your body had decided that it just couldn't cope with everything that you had going on. But you did start taking Amulin for about a 9-month period. And then you also, and through the assistance and the support of Amulin, you were able to manage your symptoms. And we can say that quite easily. But what I wanted to bring into the equation was, because we did discuss, and this is where it's very interesting with Mike, everybody, that having a medical background, having a fitness industry background as well, and understanding that very clearly and in depth as well, that Mike also then started taking 24/7 AM and PM. And I'd like you to share what you really noticed when you started taking this, because I've tried to explain to people, as many of us do, that it has 2 active ingredients in it, the same as Amulin. So layering it on top of one another can have such a huge impact in a positive manner for the body to be able to add that additional support. So what happened to you when you started taking 24/7 AM, PM?
Well, again, I'm a hard sell. So my friend Jim Lindeman, he talked to me about it, and I said, there's no such thing as a fat burner, blah, blah, blah. And I don't believe in it. It's like taking a testosterone pill. There's no such thing, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, Mike, just try it, please. He goes, it's kind of like the Amulin. He goes, I've had great success with it. So me being scientific the way that I am, I made sure I wrote down what my body fat percentage was compared to my lean body mass. And I was at 14% body fat. And in 1 month, exactly 1 month, I lost 3% body fat. And I didn't have much to lose to begin with, because as we age, our metabolisms do slow down with age. And I was just, wow. Now, I haven't been on the 24/7 now for about 3 months because I did get another injury where I broke my clavicle. But again, the doctor called me a freak, and he says, I've never seen anyone heal so fast. So I kind of gave him a testimonial, my surgeon, and he was like, wow. And I just explained to him how, we don't get this vitamin from our foods, things like that, talking about the Amulin again. But the 24/7, yes, big believer now. Shame on me again, because Jim has been trying to do this, get me to do these things forever, because I sold supplements at my gym and for my clients, and I would make them be on these different supplements. That was a different company or whatnot. I went and visited where everything was made to make sure, because I am not going to put my stamp of approval on anything unless I've tried it and gotten some results. And I figure if it works on this boy, it's going to work on everyone. So to answer your question.
Yeah, look, Mike, I can totally agree with you. From having a fitness center for, over 25 years ourselves, I wish we had these products then. Because, and both my husband and I, even now to this day, we will not actually promote anything unless we actually know that it actually physically makes a difference for somebody. And this ticks all the boxes. But there's one more question I want to ask before we jump on to chat to Jim. And that is, you told me that you stopped taking the Amulin for a period in time. So what happened to you in regards to how your body responded? Because the support and the assistance just wasn't there for you. Like, things happened to you when you didn't have them.
I've been off the Amulin only because of just circumstances. I had to convalesce 4.5 hours from my home. So my Amulin didn't show, and so I had to get some. So I was off it. And I'm telling you,
you're still there. Yeah, I can still hear you.
I can't see you, but at any rate, oh, there you are. So I was off of it for a good 2 weeks. And I'm telling you, everything hurt. My joints hurt. I was just felt like a lead weight. Like my legs were heavy. Everything was terrible. And a lot of people would say, oh, it's psychosomatic. No, it wasn't. I feel it. And I have been off of it again now. And I'm restacking with 4 a day on the Amulin, only because it showed up late in the mail. That's the only reason. But I tell you, it's harder to work out. I really feel my age, kind of a thing. I hate to say that, but it's true. I just don't even want to go work out because I'm in pain. So, 2 and 2 does make 4. So.
Well, I think with it, Mike, like, to wrap it up so we can shift on to Jim, and hear his story, is that, overall, you've had a really active life. You've got a good understanding of your body, as I said earlier before. You've had some conditions that you've been diagnosed with that have really been life-changing for you and have altered how you would have chosen to have wanted to live life. You've made some lifestyle choices and you've added some things into your daily routine that have made a huge difference in how you're able to manage those symptoms better. And life has become easier and you're more mobile. You've got a more zest for life from what you're telling us. And I really want to thank you so much for sharing what you have, because being able to understand what you've gone through, where you've come from, even not taking, Amulin and 24/7 that period in time, what that felt like for you, is a really great story to be able to share with others, because it is essential for everybody. It's food that people's bodies need. So I want to thank you so much, Mike, for sharing with us all.
Thank you very much for having me, Jackie. I appreciate it.
We appreciate you. So Jim, can we get you to unmute yourself? Is that okay?
I did.
Awesome. Well, welcome, my friend. How are you?
I am fantastic.
As always. And like your, you've been the Jim that actually introduced Mike to these amazing products, because you both love working out. Like, you've got a passion for being fit and you understand the benefits of leading a healthy lifestyle. But I do want to ask you, what have you done throughout your life? Like, what's life been like for you? Like, what's your career? I know you're very active because I've stalked you on Facebook, so I can see what exactly, who you are, so I can find out some info and what you've told me yourself. But what has your career been like, and, where have we got to at this point in time?
Okay, my career is about the only thing stable in my life since high school was I did join the military, and between the Army and the Guard, I put in about 26 years. Outside of that, and I did do that, some active time with that in my civilian career. But I went through college, got an electrical engineering degree, which I never used. I got on some deployments after that, and then I was active duty with the Guard for a while. Since then, ironically, back in 98, I worked with Mike at his personal training gym. So I've known him for a while. We go back to junior high. So since then, I've done some mechanicking, some construction. I've been involved in a trucking business, and now I'm currently dispatching trucks at a trucking business. And one thing I do have coming up is I was accepted into this FitOps personal training thing for veterans. You got to be approved for it, and so I'm very excited to go. All expenses paid, take you there for 2 or 3 weeks of training and train you up, and just the connections that a person will make on something like that.
Look, Jim, I listened to yourself and to Mike. And, this is a space when you understand the benefits of being able to be in that space, that you have the respect in that space of the fitness industry, but in the military as well. But being able to then promote these products too, especially with the banned substance control label now on certification with MLM, it just takes it into a whole new world. But as we go forward, I want you to, if you can share with me, like, what's your experience been like, including MLM into your life and or 24/7 in regards to the support and the assistance that it's provided to you, that how has life changed for you?
Okay. Some other products really helped in the beginning. But I'll go back and say in 2000 on a deployment, I hurt my lower back. And then on that same deployment, I hurt my neck. And so I had I dislocated my knee in high school, and that just got worse throughout the military. Then, so low back was bad, up in the neck was bad. All of a sudden, my middle back is bad because stacking Legos and stuff. So that, and then I've got my rotator cuff is torn halfway across and halfway through. And as far as surgery, they were like, yeah, you can do that if you want. So with my job, when I was involved in a trucking business, that went south, and I was constantly in pain and just constantly in pain. And I actually kind of went to the dark side and was abusing alcohol in relief. My back hurt so bad and my neck hurt, I would just kind of, lay in a recliner because it hurt to support my neck. So then I did get some treatment, some assistance through the VA with some treatment with the alcohol issue, and then I started going to the gym. Okay, in going to the gym, that really helped to move the blood in that area, but it hurt. It hurt so much to go to the gym, but it hurt more if I didn't go to the gym. If I didn't go to the gym for about three days, I'd be locked up tight as a tight as a pole. And so I had to go to the gym. So enter in this product, Emulant. And the first thing I noticed was, I was like, man, when I go to the gym, I recover like I'm 19 years old. I'm like, so I can go do a crazy workout, and then 2 days later, I can do the same thing. The recovery is unbelievable. And that's the first thing I would tell people. It's like, it's like you're 19, 20 years old again. But after being on it for about 4 or 5 weeks, I had noticed that when I would lean back, I would get, sharp knife pains when I would lean back, and it'd just take your breath away and you'd have to kind of jump forward. That went away. And then all of a sudden, it didn't hurt to go to the gym. And that is one thing, that's my biggest testimony on this is the pain is still there. I mean, throughout the day, my back gets stiff and tight, but it's not like it was. It's manageable, and it doesn't hurt to go to the gym. I think I got a little long-winded there. Sorry about that.
I don't think you did, actually, because it's painting a picture. It's understanding. You can come on and you can say, this is what I've got and this is how it's helped. But when you understand exactly like what your background is through, when you started off in military, you've had a physical career all of your life. And so our bodies do start to feel the effects of what we do when we're younger. We think we're invincible when we're younger. I look back at what I did, what my husband did, and we think that we can take the world on, and we do. But as we age, our body starts to remind us of what our choices were when we were younger. But mentally, we still want to be able to do what we could do then, and it gets quite frustrating. And then you do start to have these challenges for the body that you just can't. You're not as mobile, you're not as active, like you can't do what you could do before. And to be able to then have the understanding and knowledge of what this journey has been for you, and you've certainly had some challenges, and thank you for sharing the personal side of, if we don't cope with life, there are things that we do turn to, like alcohol. I did that myself. I buried myself in that for about 2 years because it was just the easy option. I just didn't want to feel because everything hurt. So, to take you through that journey now and know that you're a gym monster, both you and Mike, and I'll call you that with much affection and so much appreciation for what you do, because I look at my husband, he's a gym monster. And to be able to get back to what you love to do, because you have this support and assistance of an incredible natural product that's providing the body with something that it needs to be able to help it to function more easily, is just a gift. So for you to be able to tell us what has happened for you and tell us that it's not fixed, it's not cured, it's still there, but it's more manageable, is just something that is music to all of our ears. So I really want to thank you for sharing that. Is there anything else that you'd like to add to this?
Yeah, I can dive into a quick little story on the 24/7.
Yes.
So in 2019, I took about 4 months, about 3 months, and I prepped for a bodybuilding show. And so just like the last, 2 weeks, 12 days before the show, I had got that 24/7 and I started taking that. And then after the show, I just continued taking the 24/7 and my eating went back to normal. I kind of eat good in general, but I wasn't really show prep, counting calories and really doing that. And in the following, within 2 months, I was just going down. So 2 months after the show, I looked better than I did on show day. And it just continued. So that has really helped to burn fat, curb the appetite, and it's been a very amazing product.
Yeah, look, I'm thank you again, because I have nothing but appreciation and admiration for both of you, and um, understanding that industry as well. It takes hard work and it takes dedication, to make those lifestyle choices of living better, choosing healthy food, fueling your body for what your output is, because bodybuilding is a really demanding sport to go into. It takes a lot of mental preparation, and you need to really be very, very stringent on yourself in regards to what your choices are. Like, it's tough. It really is tough. I've seen a lot of people go through that, and the dedication there is amazing. And listening to both you and Mike as to what you've said, I thought about whether I was going to post it. I had to ask my husband whether I could, but he sent me a photo yesterday, and I said, what's your day been like? And so he sent me a photo, and I just looked at it and I just went, oh, I'm so jealous, because I love being a beast in the gym. Like, I just loved it. But I have a six pack still, which is really bizarre, because since I've been taking these amazing products, they've assisted my body to process my food differently. I have a healthy lifestyle choice, but it's just doing things and assisting my body to feel better, but also it's performing better, I guess. But when I looked at this picture of my husband yesterday that he sent through in the gym, because that's his life, I just said to him, oh my God. And he said, I'm just training like a machine. He said, my recovery is amazing. He said, like, my body fat percent is down. He's turning 62 in August. And it just all links in together with, Mike, what you're doing. Jim, what you're doing. You're both in that space to be able to see what the potential is. But I don't want for people to think when they listen to this call afterwards, or for those that are on this call now, that you have to hit the gym and be absolutely gym monsters to get the benefit out of this. You do not. But what I want you to understand is that the potential for you to share stories like this in amongst people that have had a huge demanding career all of their life on their bodies, what it's done to their body, and how they've been able to provide support for their body going forward, has just been, it's a gift. So, Jim, is there anything that you'd like to finish up with? Because I'm going to just revert over to my friend, Dr. Ron Borsima, before we wrap this up.
Well, one thing I do want to clarify, like you just did, with me choosing to pursue this, yeah, people don't have to choose this extreme. Yeah, bodybuilding is, for me, it's 45 minutes in the gym, but the hard part's outside of the gym. It's the sleep, it's the eat, and all that stuff. So I have been very meticulous and very accountable to what I've eaten in the past. And I've said it, many times. It's like, it's like cheating. It makes it so easy that you can stray a little bit and still be on track. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. And look, Jim, I want to thank you so much. And I want to thank Mike as well, because sharing your personal testimonials is quite a raw experience to have to do. It's easy to think I can do this, but when you actually have to share, it's quite an emotional journey to dive back into what life was. So I am very grateful for you. But I do want to ask Dr. Ron Borsima, have you got anything that you'd like to add to these incredible testimonials?
Congratulations, because you're making some good lifestyle choices at a very young age. I have children your age. In fact, my oldest will be 57 tomorrow, and 6 weeks from today, I'll be 78. So what you're doing today to improve your health with the diet and the supplementation we have from Valentis, you're gonna be feeling good many, many years down the road.
Thanks, Dr. Ron. And again, I want to thank everybody for turning up here, because I really think this has been a great call. And I've been very excited to be able to bring this to you, because it's just been two guys that have had a really amazing careers, hardcore careers. And they're hardcore guys themselves in regards to what their lifestyle choices are, for what their passion is, because it's an area in a space that Takes a lot of grit, takes a lot of dedication, but they understand and respect what their bodies are capable of doing, and they keep pushing the limit, you know, and being able to have the support there of what they've chosen to do with these products. It's just good to have two guys that are in the same space, to be able to then share this testimonial with other people that are doing exactly the same. So I want to thank again Mike and Jim and Dr. Ron Basima as well. And thank you everybody for being here. And I hope that you can join us next week as well. If you've ever got any questions, please ask. But again, these are personal testimonials. We're not saying that we're curing, healing, and or fixing anything. We're just looking at how we've been able to assist and support the body in managing the symptoms that have been presented to you today. So my name is Jackie Boyle, and I thank you all so very much for joining us today. Thank you.